Hello everyone, this is Saurav.
And this is Agnidev, and you're watching CityCast.
Today we have a special edition where we'll look at stories from in and around Bangalore.
Afghan students stuck in India are finding it difficult to finance their education without any support. Rhythm Sharma talks to them and brings you further insight into their plight.
According to UNHCR, around 15,000 Afghans are registered in India as refugees and asylum seekers, and over 13,000 enrolled in Indian universities. Mohsen Gilani, an Afghan student, moved to India in 2018 with his family of 5 people as refugees to study. He lives in Bhogal, Delhi. He left Afghanistan due to instability, persecution by the Taliban, and threats to his family from unknown people. 22-year-old Mohsen talks about his problems of being an Afghan student and managing finances after the Taliban takeover.
As of now, no one is working in my family member, and even there is no job opportunity like we can work. Like I believe, like in my case, there is opportunity for me to work as a part-time. I will work, but as of now, I cannot find any part of job. Because if I continue to work on a full-time job, then I cannot continue my higher education, such as going to university daily, these things. So as of now, my family is supporting. That's all, like how we're managing. About remittance, my family is just my auntie is in USA, so she's sending from USA. So just sending $300. And that amount is not a sufficient amount. I'm just getting 20,000 rupees from that scholarship. That's all. We are about the college fees. The remaining, like from you're using our own saving, like whatever saving you have, we are using that thing.
Mohsen cannot go back to his country in this grim situation and says that nobody in India is willing to recruit refugees or Afghan students, as India does not recognize refugees and restricts working under students' visa. He plans to do masters further but does not know how to manage his finances. He says even qualified people with visas do not find willing recruiters. Most of his friends in India with students' visas discontinued their studies due to finances and took odd jobs. Mohsen's mother was a doctor in Afghanistan, but family savings are drying up now, with children of the family left with no other option other than to work without documentation.
As home rent is 13,000 and daily expensive account, medical also issues there because my mother is a diabetic, heart patient, she is cholesterol, BP. So all of these challenges we face, and for one medical, you have to go routine, do checkup, go to doctor. So all of these cost money. My sister is kind of studying. She's in class 10 and my brother graduated from class 12 just recently, and another brother is continuing class 12. My brother is doing part-time job. He's doing working with one friend. He's a dry food businessman. Sometimes he works for 3 hours, sometimes he works for 10 hours. Sometimes even all day he works. The school hours have sometimes, the work is important, then he miss the classes.
The kind of crisis that's happening, it's very important that India, it has the humanitarian aid part is well and good, but it's also very important that it steps up on this, like on the visa issue as well, because we had considering we have always been sponsoring Afghan students, and that has been one area of cooperation with the country that has earned us a lot of goodwill and trust from the country.
After the Taliban takeover in 2021, the Indian government has no diplomatic presence in Kabul. Even the Indian Council for Cultural Relations is not providing scholarships to Afghan refugees now. One of Mohsen's brothers is looking for scholarships for higher studies as the family cannot support him any longer. As of now, there seem to be no funds coming their way.
There are still many incremental steps that they can take, which could kind of make the students feel that, the country is like, they've not been abandoned. Like, some steps are being taken to kind of expedite their return. So
the future for these Afghan students look bleak. They came to India with dreams which are now being crushed.
Doctors say women in Bangalore suffer from PCOS due to their sedentary lifestyle. Our reporter Agstha Khade brings you more on the issue.
Noor Aisha has PCOS from past 3 years. She has irregular periods, hair loss, excessive bleeding and weight loss. She even struggled during her pregnancy, which led to 2 miscarriages.
3 years से ऐसा ही हो रहा है और मेरे को वेट लॉस भी ऐसे हो रहा है इसी वजह से, और ब्लीडिंग जब भी होती है तो मंथली में तो ज़्यादा होती है और कम नहीं होती है. जब भी अगर कम होती है तो कुछ 2 दिन के लिए स्टॉप होता है, फिर कंटिन्यू ऐसे ही होता रहता है. 3 महीने कंटिन्यू ऐसे, इसलिए चेकअप के लिए इधर आई हूँ मैं.
According to gynecologists, people with PCOS can have higher levels of androgen hormones, which leads to excessive bleeding. This hormonal imbalance can cause acne, excessive facial or body hair or scalp hair loss, and anemia. Doctors say that this is mainly due to the drastic lifestyle change resulting in sedentary life.
It's mainly because of lifestyle changes, like because of maybe early onset of maturation and eating lots of junk foods, lack of exercise. Okay, these are the things. As a result, many young girls and even in the reproductive age, we are getting many girls and ladies coming with irregular cycles. That is, they'll have bleeding once in 2, 3, 4 months like that. After that, they'll be having heavy menstrual bleeding. With these things, they come. This PCOS is not only related to menstrual cycle. Thing is that later on, it can have problems in getting pregnant. They'll have to take treatment for infertility.
According to doctors, while most patients are in the age group of 25 to 30, there have been cases of women in their early 20s triggering high levels of stress and depression. It is important to follow healthy eating habits, including regular consumption of fruits and vegetables and other healthy foods, exercise regularly, monitor blood sugar levels, because high sugar can also lead to PCOS.
My own experience, I did have a case of PCOS and I did seek medical help, and I consulted my OB-GYN who helped me throughout the process and then put me on necessary medications, and then everything's fine. And being in the medical field myself, I know how important it is to be aware and seek medical help.
There is no single test to specifically diagnose polycystic ovary syndrome (PCOS). However, the common symptoms are missed periods, irregular periods, or very light periods, ovaries that are large and have many cysts, excess body hair, including the chest, stomach, and back, weight gain and weight loss, especially around the belly, acne, or oily skin.
Hormonal treatment. Before that, if the girl is obese, then we'll ask her for lifestyle modification. That is, at least 10% weight reduction can improve a lot. Along with that, we'll give her hormonal treatment. Like as we have contraceptive pills, we have a hormonal pill related particularly for polycystic ovarian disease. So these are the things. We give around 3 to 6 months treatment. With that, lifestyle modification can change. And if they have infertility, we do laparoscopic ovarian drilling. That is, polycystic ovary is nothing but the ovary will have around many small follicles, like like we'll have many follicles will be there, up to 1 centimeter follicles will be there, many. So what we do is laparoscopically we try to rupture those cysts so that excess hormone which is there, it is little reduced. With that, treatment can happen.
According to doctors, sedentary lifestyle which causes hormonal imbalance is main cause of PCOS. Astha Khade, Citycast, Bangalore.
There is a shortage of pediatricians at community health centers across Bangalore. Ekta Jha finds out more and tells us why there are no doctors.
There is a shortage of pediatricians in our community health centers. Rural health statistics data shows that there are 68% of the sanctioned posts of specialists at CHCs are vacant. There are many mothers like Fatima who have to wait for long hours to get a treatment as they can't afford to visit a private hospital.
यहाँ आके वेट कितना देर आप इंतजार करते हैं? 2 घंटे इंतजार करते हैं.
It's mandatory to have a specialist doctors in CHCs, but some of the hospitals don't even have a single specialist to treat a patient. A doctor from Kingeri CHC is telling that how it's difficult for them to treat a patient.
Usually in CHC setup, all the doctors don't like to work here. Even after doing specialization, they don't want to come and work here. Usually they would like to work in private setup. So it's the major reason. Not only pediatrics, the other department specialization, all doctors are also not available in CHC. It is that the government should take any step regarding this matter so that people get proper specialized treatment also at basic level of whereas these poor people can get specialized treatment from pediatrician and other specialties. It would be better so that all the level of people will get proper treatment even at the CHC level.
Public health experts says that why there is a shortage of specialist doctors in CHCs. So let's go and talk to one of the expert.
Unless the public or the community in general, if they don't put forth their demands, the government will not act. The governments are always reactive than proactive. So that is one thing. Even though there are certain indicators, there are certain rankings and checklists for the government to improve that, they will make the vacancies. They will try to fill the vacancies. They'll try to utilize their funds, their budgetary allowances. But the doctors as such are not incentivized in a way that an MD pediatrics specialist, to completely utilize his knowledge and skill, he wouldn't have the amenities and the infrastructure that's necessary for his competency. He might not have certain medications there. He might not have certain lab services or certain diagnostic and diagnostic services. So instead of being underutilized, he chooses to tread his own path, join a private college, learn. Every specialist would want to continuously practice. That's why it's called practice. They would want to learn from every patient. So their opportunities are limited in a government setting. And not only that, even though the salary is enticing, there are a lot of other issues. The local politics, the local CHC, the local PHC politics. There are a lot of these samitis where there's unnecessary, involvement of a lot of civil society groups, where they bring forth some demands which are not feasible. They're not practical also. So a lot of interference from the people and from the civil societies and these self-help groups also.
Expert believes that doctors should know how to communicate with rural people and how to adjust in rural areas. Ekta Jha, CityCast, Bangalore.
Right after the break, we will take a look at the growing e-auctions market across India. Till then, stay with us.
Welcome back. You are watching CityCast.
The pandemic opened up the digital arena for artists across the country, and 2022 witnessed the best year-on-year growth for the art industry in the country's history. Surabhi Sada finds out how e-auctions played a huge role in this.
Regardless of whatever means it is, end of the day, it's up to the collector if he likes it. And it can be of several reasons. End of the day, regardless it be e-auction or the normal auctions, the essence stays and people will be buying and they'll be collecting it. Name Sajid Salman Anthony, currently pursuing B.Arch, Bachelor's of Architecture, and have been doing painting for quite some time.
The Indian Investors Report suggests that the Indian art market saw a 21.1% of year-on-year growth in the calendar year 2022. Interestingly, 81% of the sales was through online auctions. Having started only in 2016, Ajit has commissioned 7 of his 9 paintings via art galleries. Recently, he has also put up his work on ArtStation, an online marketplace for artists trying to enter the online market of art. The market, catering to 654 artists, is transforming. Artists like Ajit feel that the online auctions or e-auctions will be quite an opportunity.
Well, let's say I'm conducting one exhibition. Most likely I'll be approaching galleries that's close by to this locality. And since Bangalore is more culturally active and we can have a bunch of people throughout India coming up, but that wouldn't be meeting up the requirements of what we are expected to be. But a platform like an e-auction would expand that small cluster of area to a wider source of people.
A report by Technavio, a market research company, says that the global e-auction market is set to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 11.35% from now to the year 2027. The growth, however, is owed to the ease of bidding, as the chairman of Marudhar Art says.
Gradually, in some time span of 2-3 years or 4-5 years, the collector who was sitting on the traditional platform, they again moved to home in the real-time live platform. Why? Because they don't want to disclose their identity. We are collecting the certain and certain collectibles and we are bidding this.
Art galleries attribute this growth to the pandemic, where they find this trend just got amplified. A Hiscox report says that in 2022, 8 out of 10 people brought their art online. Galleries like Gallery G have moved to a hybrid model wherein they are available on the internet as well as existing as a traditional art gallery.
We started to that, the gold bonds. Okay, now you can trade, you can use it as a piece of paper, all digitalized. However, the same thing transcended in the art form. But for us, the look and feel is very much important. When you look at art in the purest form, you can find some soul. That's why some art appeal to you and some do not. But however said and done, what happened is, though they went online, the facilities were there, online payments, online gateways, then it was more clear, and systems and process were in place. But to overcome this, I think it got self-invented something called as a hybrid. Okay, so they chose the physical artwork, along with it, the digital format.
In conversation with Ajit, he said that art is what you perceive. True or not, but the Indian art market, according to us, is definitely perceiving the trend of online auction markets very positively. This is Surbhi Sada, reporting for CityCast, Bangalore.
Even as artists are grappling with the ethical dilemmas of artificial intelligence, AI artists are finding. Even as artists are grappling with the Even as AI artists are grappling with the ethical dilemmas of artificial intelligence, AI art is gaining momentum across the country. Our reporter Agni Dev talks to the Instagram sensation Madhav Kohli and brings you more on this.
Artificial intelligence is burgeoning in the art industry. From commercial gallery shows to AI art residencies organized by esteemed art estates, AI-related art projects are springing up everywhere. Madhav Kohli, an artist who has gained popularity on social media after diving into AI 7 months ago, says that the technological boom is here to democratize art.
I think AI is here to sort of reinvent the entire art market. There's two ways that this would happen. Either AI becomes its own niche and people specifically commission AI art. Non-artists, as we may say, could also make very beautiful and interesting visuals. A person who's only made music forever can now type in a few words and make their own cover art for the album or for the singles.
While working with AI, the level of autonomy can vary considerably, and the outcome relies heavily on the quality and the data the AI learns from. Conventional artists point out that this leads to violation of copyrights, where artists can do nothing to reclaim their property and stop engines from taking over.
Yeah, so my main concern is there's no consent involved here. Like, the artists whose art is being stolen, they're not consenting to that at all. AI doesn't give credit to any artist that it gets inspired from. And even in the art community, that's not okay.
Currently, there exist no laws that govern the kind of content AI can skim through, learn from, and attribute. Madhav, however, says that arguments over AI learning from existing art is not a huge issue.
The people that want to gatekeep art and try to prevent AI from becoming mainstream and becoming an industry-wide practice are sort of skeptical about their own future in the industry. If someone says that the AI is accessing the images, well, they're a part of 10 million other images that AI software will have accessed. So how do we distribute copyright? Do we get 10 million signatures, 10 million MOUs, 10 million NDAs? What do we do? There's no way around it. I think the influence from every person who's put out their work on the internet is far too little for it to be considered plagiarism of any sort.
Critics point out that there is bias in this data available for AI inputs due to a lack of representation of the less privileged communities, including women, people of color, and other marginalized groups. Most of the training data for AI art currently emerges in the global north and is often mired by the stereotypes of albinism, racism, and sexism. Recently, Madhav created a series of AI images of Indian men in stereotypical avatars. Netizens slammed the post for displaying too much bias. Many also questioned if the programmers had enough knowledge of certain states. Madhav, however, says that AI can't be blamed for propagating stereotypes.
AI cannot have biases in itself. AI can include biases as references from the internet, but AI in itself is not biased. It's not possible for something that doesn't have emotions to be biased. It's only that whenever the AI searches images for a certain topic, it'll take the most common recurring theme and then ends up becoming a stereotype, right?
Despite such concerns, AI art is gaining more and more steam with each passing day. Though it has been around since as early as 2015, Madhav said that the main reason for its recent popularity lies in the demand for newer and more creative content.
The market has, for the most part, gotten saturated. It's the same people using same themes and aesthetics to make similar ideas. And now with AI, we see so many people coming in with random things that you'd never thought of. And that's what's that doing is it's creating this butterfly effect, where one change leads to 3 more changes. That's why I use the word democratizing art. AI art is simultaneously disrupting, but also democratizing the world of art as we know it.
Even though Madhav believes in the positive influence AI can bring in the world of art, other artists are skeptical of making the shift from conventional to AI.
Yeah, as I said, I want AI to reach a certain standard before I feel okay using it. Because right now, I know that if I use it, there is a very high chance that I am, stealing someone else's work without their consent. And I don't want to take any part in that.
Madhav believes artificial intelligence will open doors to new art forms and endless possibilities. In combination with technologies like 3D printing, AI can generate innumerable derivatives that may qualify as sculptures and art installations of the future, he says.
For me choosing to not be a part or to be a part of AI does not matter. It's here now. It's here to stay. It'll only grow. It'll only grow stronger. I can either adapt my my process around AI, or I can be ignorant about the fact and the direction that the world is moving in.
As the world moves towards establishing a stronger correlation between superior technology and innate human nature that is creating art, the dilemma around the ethics of AI art is becoming a weaker argument every day. This is Agnidev Bhattacharya, reporting for CityCast, Bangalore. For more such stories, visit our website www.citycast.in.
Till then, keep watching CityCast. I am Saurav.
And I am Agnidev, signing off.